Hey, I'm Lucy with Rossmönster, and today I want to show you around our latest Sprinter 170 4x4. Before we step inside, I'll talk about a few exterior highlights of this vehicle. So starting in the front, we have a California tuned front bumper. This is going to have some LP9 Baja Designs lights on it. We also have a Warren winch there. This rig is going to be getting a roof rack, but it's not here yet, but that is in the works to come. Moving back from there, we have upgraded suspension, wheel, and tires. So we have a Sprinter 2500 4x4 rip kit. We have a General Grabber tire and an Owl Vans Talon wheel. Moving back from there, we have the Owl Vans side steps to get into the vehicle. We have a flip down table here at the sliding door entryway to the van. And we also have some roll-lift bug screens that are going to be at this sliding door and at the rear door. Let's check out some of the rear upgrades. In the rear of the vehicle here, we have an Owl Vans Sherpa cargo carrier. We also have an Owl Vans ladder and tire carrier. And then at the bottom here, we have a backwoods rear bumper with flush mount Pathfinder LED lights. Lastly, this vehicle is going to have an onboard air compressor, and we have a chuck at the front and rear bumper. Let's step inside. Welcome inside. Before I go into the specific components of this vehicle, I'll talk about the design highlights as well as the overall layout. Starting with design highlights, all the way up top, we have a pine tongue and groove ceiling, and that's going to be stained to match our walnut tables throughout the vehicle. We also have a Fenix slab door cabinet, so that's going to be white for the uppers and then verde for the lowers. We have a Thinscape countertop with a 20-inch flip-up countertop extension, and then our walls are upholstered in silver Duramax. When it comes to layout, we have this additional bench seat, so this is going to allow us to ride 2 more passengers. This is really cool because you can swivel it to face the sliding door or keep it face forward. We have our galley here predominantly on the passenger side of the vehicle. Then we have our wet bath, and then all the way in the rear we have our dinette. That is going to also be our secondary sleeping area, so that'll convert into a lower bed, and then we also have another bed on this electric bed lift system. So I'm going to start in the front and we'll work our way back. Starting in the front of the van, we have our wilderness bench seat. So this is a nice way to be able to take 2 additional passengers on the road with you with 3-point retractable seat belts. So when we started, we had it facing forward. We've now swiveled it so that it's facing the sliding door. This is also going to have a limitless swivel base, so that's what's going to allow it to swivel 90 degrees. This is the bifold version, but there is also a trifold version available that allows it to lay out into a full bed. Moving over to the passenger side of the van, we have our galley. So as I mentioned, we have the Thinscape countertop in marble. We have our 20-inch flip-up countertop extension. We have an undermount sink here with an apron front. Then we have a nice drawer bank down the side. All of these are going to be on RV latches so that they stay closed while in transit. A few other fun features of this area, we have a wireless charging pad right here, and it also can come up into an actual charging port there. As we move back from there, we have a 2-burner Empava induction cooktop. Underneath that, we have a Cruise 200 Isotherm fridge and freezer. So this one's going to have a separate door for the fridge and for the freezer, and it's a little bit bigger than what you typically see in vans. Lastly, this galley area has a unique little hinging door here so that allows this door to open and close without impeding our wet bath or knocking any of our cabinetry, so you can open that up. Tons of storage underneath the sink there. Moving over to the driver's side, we have our wet bath. So this is going to be 24 by 34 with brushed aluminum walls and a stainless steel base. This is also going to house our dry flush toilet. So really nice thing about the dry flush toilet is that you can either use it in this stall or you can charge it up and use it outside of the van as well. Then lastly, we have a Moen shower head here with 2 different ports. This one is going to be magnetic, so that's a nice fun feature. And then lastly, we have the Nautilus retractable self-cleaning shower door here. So as this closes, it's going to squeegee itself off. All the way in the rear of the van, we have our dinette. So this is going to have custom upholstered cushions on both sides. We can also flip over the base of the driver's side and turn it into a sleeping area. Plenty of room for 2 people to sleep down there. That's going to be about 6 feet long. And then on this upper bed, this is going to be on an electric bed lift system. The control for it is going to be in this cabinet. So when you're ready to go to bed, you can just lower it down. You'll see it lifts and lowers pretty quickly. So you can just lower that down, hop into bed. And then at the head of this bed, we have 2 touch-enabled reading lights. Over top of that bed, we have a Wilderness Vans board arrow skylight. Additionally, when it comes to ventilation in this van, we're going to have a max air fan all the way in the front and then a Dometic RTX 2000 AC unit in the center here. I will go ahead and lift this bed back up and we can take a look at the windows underneath it. Continuing with ventilation, we have some C.R. Lawrence T-vent windows on both sides of the dinette here. We have a fixed pane here in the galley area and then 2 additional C.R. Lawrence T-vent windows in the front. So that's really nice for those additional passengers, but also lets in a lot of natural light. Lastly, we talked about the AC unit, which is from Dometic. We also have an AquaHot hydronic heat and hot water system. That's going to pull hot water to our sink, our indoor shower, and our outdoor shower, as well as keep this cabin 4-season capable. All right, in the rear of the van here, I'll start by showing you some of the lighting within this van. So we have the LED dimmable overhead lights, both underneath the bed and above the bed, so that both areas can feel nice and light and bright. And then we also have above cabinet and under cabinet lights in the main living area of the vehicle. Additionally, back here we have our plumbing systems, our power systems, and a gear tray. So this is going to be on 500-pound locking slides, and then we have L-track around the perimeter so they can be a little bit flexible with what they put back here. These bench seats have been designed specifically to be 22 inches apart, so it'll fit an additional Dometic cooler back here as well. Starting on the plumbing side, we have a 40-gallon freshwater tank. We also have our outdoor shower back here. And then additionally, this is going to house our AquaHot as well as a clear source 3-stage water filtration system. Moving over to the passenger side of the vehicle, we have our power systems. So in here we have 800 amp hours of lithium battery bank. We have a 360 watt solar array and a 3000 watt inverter. That wraps up this van. Again, I'm Lucy with Rossmönster. Thanks so much for tuning in. Be sure to follow our Instagram page and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss a tour. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.